Houston got his first fish, his first bass in the brand new boat. Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel and Houston from Arms Family Homestead, and today, much anticipated. We've been hinting around about buying a boat for like, what, the last
few months?
I don't know.
Months, probably.
I don't know if it's been that long. So we sold our little...
I have to you for years.
Yeah, well, we sold our little bow fishing rig that was that Tracker Sportsman a few weeks ago, and we've been looking at some options of boats. And we finally settled we were going to buy used. We were looking at several used. I was had some concerns about some used boats. And we finally just bit the bullet. Went to the boat shop and bought a brand new bass boat. Now, I haven't owned a bass boat since like 2007 or 8-ish. I grew up on a bass boat. My dad was a diehard bass fisherman. When he passed away, he had a 1999 Procraft with a 200 horsepower Mercury on the back of it, and it would scream across the water, run like 60, 65. When I had a young family and a new wife and, you know, all those things, I sold the bass boat. And we've had a few other small boats in between then and now, but somebody around here has got the bug.
I don't know how, but I have convinced my father to something.
Somebody's been bit by the bass fishing bug.
I have.
For the last couple of years, and he's been on me that we need a bass boat. And I finally broke down and bought a bass boat.
We did.
So you ready for the big reveal?
Yes.
You've already seen it.
Yeah.
Is everybody else ready for the big reveal? Because it's sitting right there in the shop.
It's right there.
We're going to pull it out and head to the lake. We have not been able to get on the water. We bought this thing.
Saturday.
Today's Wednesday. We brought it home on Saturday, and the weather has been horrible every day. So the best way, if you ever need it to rain, Houston, just go buy a boat.
Yeah. Apparently that's all you need to do.
Just buy a boat. Mm-hmm. Larry, would you agree with that? Well, made it to the boat ramp, and the lake is way up. But, so, this is a 2024 G3 Sportsman 1910 with 150 horsepower Yamaha VMAX SHO. And we're ready to get it fired up.
We are.
Brand new. We've got to do a couple hour break-in period, so we can't exactly open the boat wide up. But we're going to drop it in the water, fire it up for the first time, and at least see what it sounds like, huh?
Yeah, let's go. I'm excited. It's exciting.
All right, Houston, here we go. First time.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, Houston, are you at least a little bit excited?
I am so excited about this thing. It's so cool.
Well, we're not going to go anywhere in a hurry anytime soon. We're going to idle around, let the engine get good and warmed up, because brand new outboard engines have to be broken in, okay? So we're going to let it warm up for a few minutes, and then we're supposed to run it at 2,000 RPMs for the first hour, and then the second hour we can bump it up to 3,000 RPMs, and then after that we can open it up and go full throttle, but for no more than 5 minutes at a time for the first 10 hours. Make sense?
Yeah.
So we're not going to get to blast around the lake full speed today.
That's okay.
But we'll get to do some stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get to do some fishing. We're going to cruise around, have a good time. All right?
Yeah.
So we might as well give you a quick rundown before we get to cruising around the lake. From front to back, you'll notice there's no electronics on the front yet. I have ordered a Garmin unit to put on the front. It came equipped with, and I'm glad it did, because that was one upgrade I would have made, was the Minn Kota Ultrex, and that has spot lock. So once our trolling motor's out, we can hit a button on the trolling motor, and it's just like an anchor. We'll use the trolling motor for an anchor. So the G3 Sportsman 1910 is what we bought. A little bit bigger boat than what we were looking at, but I think that 150 horsepower,
I think it was a good decision.
I think it was a great decision. There's plenty of room on the front deck for both of us to bass fish. Got rod storage, tackle storage, you know, all the things that a bass boat should have, right?
Yep, even space for the women to lay out.
That's right. There's plenty of room on the back deck. We can bring Mom and Emily, and they can lay out back there while the fellas fish in the front if they don't feel like fishing. One thing we are probably going to add, and the reason I went with the 150 horsepower versus like a 90 on a smaller boat, there's a tow bar that we can buy that goes kind of loops around behind the engine, and we can pull a tube around. Maybe a skier. I don't know if it's high enough. We'll see. But yeah. Emily loves the tube. Houston wants to do a little tubing, I think. So we got a big enough engine that we can do some tubing. We can do some fishing. I mean, we got bass. We can catch crappie. We can catch catfish. We can catch bluegill.
I mean, I looked through the list today that's in here. There's not many species, but they can get pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Houston, he was telling me a story one time, and he caught a 13.7 out of this lake.
Yep. All right, man. Our engine should be nice and warmed up. Let's go give it a 2,000 RPM cruise for a little while.
Yeah.
RPMs is not going to be very fast in this boat, but it also came pre-rigged with a 9-inch Humminbird Helix 9. So we've already got a graph on the console. We just need to add one on the front so that Houston can snipe those crappie off of a brush pile, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. The break-in period is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to follow because at 2,000 RPMs, we're running at 8.8 miles per hour. And this boat will probably run, I'm guessing, about 50. It's incredibly difficult to drive around the lake for an hour at 8 miles per hour. But it's something we got to do. All right, we're a half hour into our break-in, and I think this guy's chomping at the bit to throw a rod in the water. So he's got to catch that first bass on this boat eventually, huh?
Yes. This might make history.
Might make history.
For us. Oh, I didn't turn it. There. Okay, which one to go with? I got the Monster Giant swim bait, and I got a big spinner, whopper plopper. What should I go with?
I don't care. You fish with whatever you want to fish with. I'm gonna go with soft plastic first. So.
Soft plastic? I'll try the swim bait.
Okay. All right. First time this trolling motor's ever been in the water. We're gonna work back. I think we're gonna work back up into this cove a little bit, cruise around with our brand new Minn Kota. Make sure our spot lock will work. There's an anchor button right there, and then it'll lock on a spot, hopefully. Yes, I put. Look right here in the big clear boxes. There's one that's got weights and hooks in it. Nope, that's crappie stuff. It might be on the, that's the small clear boxes, I'm sorry. They're in the big clear box, I think. So other side, it's gonna take us a while to figure out where everything is. There you go. That jig head right there would be pretty good for that lure.
That right there?
Yep.
What you got?
First fish, Houston. First fish on the brand new boat. Hey, he's a giant. You ready? Look at him. Look at him. He's probably pulling.
Oh,
Look at it.
that thing is huge.
Hey, he's barely bigger than my lure, but that's okay. Because guess what, Houston?
What?
That right there may be a dink, but that's the first fish on our brand new bass boat, buddy.
Yep, it is.
We got to get you on one now.
Yeah, hopefully it's not the biggest one too.
Well, I bet we can get bigger than that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's let him go. All right, buddy. Go grow about 8 pounds.
Good job.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna bump it up from 2,000 RPMs to 3,000. Let's see what we can do. Miles an hour. We're only probably about half throttle. What do you think, Houston?
That's a lot faster.
Well, we got a lot more throttle that we can go. We just gotta wait a while. We can't do it yet, so. Switch sides on the lake. Found us a side of the lake that's a little less windy.
It's literally glass right now. Look at it.
No.
It's almost glass.
Okay, yeah, almost. I wouldn't call that glass, but
yeah. There's some ripples in the water, but it's super close.
we are all the way back in the back of this cove, and this guy on a sea-doo is coming back in here with us. I don't know what the heck he's doing. Just messing up our fishing spots, all he's doing. Huh?
Say something to the guy.
It's a public lake. I can't say anything to him. Just common courtesy, though. Somebody's back here fishing, you just stay out of the way. We're not out in the main lake. Houston says, don't be that guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the main lake's all out in there. We're in a tiny little cove, and he's in here with us in a sea-doo, on a sea-doo.
Yeah, revving it.
Houston got his first fish, his first bass on the brand new boat. Hey, I know you don't understand the significance of what just happened. That's a smallmouth too.
Yeah, that's a good smallmouth.
So I'm gonna let you get that fish, and I'm gonna story tell for a second. Maybe grab the fish, buddy. There you go.
Dude, I was like bouncing off the rocks, and right as I said that, I feel like I keep on getting bites, but it's just rocks. I caught that thing.
Want me to help you? Got him hooked deep right in the side of the jaw.
Yeah, because I thought it was just a rock until it started swimming. I worked hard for this fish.
All right, so
Oh, I thought
Houston.
we were taking pictures.
No, I'll take a picture in a second. Houston's little smallmouth here. The significance of this that Houston doesn't understand. Okay, this is your first fish on our brand new bass boat. Okay, that reel that you're fishing with is mine. I bought this reel for your grandpa, for my dad, about a year before he passed away. I was in college, and that was a big expense for me, but I bought it for him for Christmas about a year before he died. So you caught your first bass off your brand new boat, our brand new boat, with your grandpa's reel.
Wow, I didn't realize it.
That's a lot of significance to me. I hope it means something to you.
It
So
does. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
on his favorite lure, the black and blue bitsy bug. You lost your tail, but we'll put another one on it. But
Crazy.
all right, Mr. Smallmouth, I know you're not a giant, but you mean a lot to us, buddy.
Yes, you do. Oh.
He gone.
Yep.
Sweet. Give me 5, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was.
Glad you got one. I was really hoping we didn't have to go home today without you catching a fish.
Yeah. Hey, I caught one bigger than you, so. I just caught my first fish in this boat ever off of your dad's favorite lure and his reel.
Yep.
That's crazy. I knew it was like his pole and stuff, but I didn't.
No, that wasn't his pole.
Or not his pole, his reel, but like, I didn't think about it like that. I've only caught smallies out of this lake.
No, it's not true. You caught a
Well, besides,
4-pound bass, a black bass, largemouth.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Besides that one though, and I say this, I've only caught 2 largemouth.
Need a cool down break, huh?
Yeah.
Just bail in. You got a life jacket on?
I know, I'm not gonna like see. So
Well, how is it? Huh?
it ain't that bad.
I tried to tell you. Ready, Scooter?
Yes.
The sweet smell of victory.
Yep.
Only caught 2 bass, but that's okay. Know where the boat ramp is? Well, y'all, made it home. That was a long, hot day on the water. We were not planning on staying out there for near as long as we did. Went out there to do a couple-hour break-in, and Houston was supposed to have baseball practice at 5, so we were going to leave at 4. Got out there about noon. Well, about 3 o'clock, they decided it was too wet and soggy on the ball fields because of all the rain lately, so we just stayed out until like 6. And had to come in, cool off, clean up a little bit, and yeah, successful first outing on the new bass boat. I'm really excited about this one. This is something that just kind of hits me to my core in a way. I love being on the water. I love the lake, and it's been a long time since I really got to do a lot of serious bass fishing other than just stuff in the ponds and creeks. Oh, excuse me, I bumped the camera. Other than just stuff in the ponds and creeks and all that stuff. And Houston wanting to learn more and getting into bass fishing is exciting. I just hope we haven't spoiled him too much fishing at Jimmy's lakes, because they're nothing like a public lake. Most of the lakes that we have the options to fish, you're not going to go out and catch 50 bass in a day like you can on Jimmy's little private lake down the road. So I don't know. Let me know, guys. What do you think? G3 Sportsman 1910. It's got like I said, 150 horsepower Yamaha VMAX. It's the SHO model, 4-stroke. Purrs across the water. That thing, I'm telling you. So the brake, we went through all the break-in period, did all that stuff, and the first couple hours you have to really watch what you're doing on a new outboard engine. After the first couple hours, you can start opening it up a little bit. This thing will run. I think we got it up to about 45, 47 miles an hour, something like that, and it just scoots across the water the whole shot. So, you know, coming from previous history with bass boats, you know, when you first take off in a bass boat, a lot of times they stand up, and then you go out on plane. This thing just goes whoom, and it's just flat and takes off like a bullet. 150 horsepower on an aluminum 19-foot bass boat is a lot of power. But I've never once talked to any person that has ever bought a boat and went back to the dealership a month or two later and said, listen, that's too much engine. I'm going to really need to step down and get a smaller engine on my boat. Everybody always says, it's kind of like building a barn. When you build a barn, everybody says build it twice the size you think you need. When you buy a boat, get a bigger engine. Well, this one's got the bigger engine, and there's so much that we can do with this. It's not just bass fishing. I mean, I'm excited because of all the things that Houston and I can do. We've got plans for the summer already that involve this, and some that don't, but man, just the bass fishing alone, we can do a lot of. But we got bluegill that we can go out and target. We've got catfish. We can go do some jug lines. We can get on the crappie. Once we get all of our electronics rigged up on the front, we can really get after the crappie and be out there cheating, like some of you guys say, you know, with the live scope. But, you know, I mean, I'm not all about standing out there for 10 hours to catch 2 fish. Although we went out there for 6 hours today and we ended up catching 3. We caught 3 bass. Houston caught 1, I caught 2. But it was worth it. We spent a lot of time learning the new boat. So anyways, hopefully a lot more adventures to follow on the G3 boat. Houston's been asking me, what are we going to call it? We need a name for it. Like the van is the beast, right? We need a name for the boat. Lojo has one he named the Green Goblin, and it's like white and lime green. We need a name. I don't know what to name this thing. I'll have to do some thinking on it. Leave me some comments down below if you got a cool name for a blue G3 bass boat with a big engine on the back. I don't know. So, if you can't tell, I'm really excited about this one. This brings back a lot of past memories. I grew up on a bass boat with my dad. My dad was a die-hard bass fisherman. He loved to do a lot of things, but bass fishing was at the top of the list. And I spent many summer days cooking on a bass boat when I really didn't want to be out there at a certain age, you know, but didn't have choice for a long time. But as I grew older, as I got into my late teens, and, you know, I was off doing my own thing. My dad passed away when I was 21. In the last couple years, and I went fishing with him as much as I could, and we knew things were not gonna end well. So I spent as much time as I could with him doing what he loved, and I would give anything if Houston could have just one fishing trip with his grandpa. It would just mean, I can't explain how much that would mean. So I don't know, this is a sentimental purchase, I guess. It's not a sponsored thing. We didn't, you know, nobody made any kind of deals or sponsorships or anything like that. We went out and picked out the boat we wanted, and I'll let Houston help me pick it out. We worked together, and we got some plans. We're going to get it rigged up so that we can pull a tube and get, you know, the whole family out there, do some tubing, and, you know, do some cookouts at the lake and stuff. I don't know what all kind of adventures we're going to get into, but I can't wait. So, guys, remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know, it just might change the world. So, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.